strength. It's not just about lifting bars. It resides within every unique journey. This is To The Bar, strength in every story. We're a community, a platform where stories meet strength. Our podcast is the result of our passion for weightlifting. From the first lift to the last, we're here to bring you the latest weightlifting news, to unravel the intricacies of the sport that will make you want to grab a barbell and hit the platform. This is To The Bar, strength in every story. And now for today's show.
Welcome to the bar.
Thank you very much. Where's the tune?
The what?
This is the intro tune.
So yesterday we did that one. What can I do for this one?
Now I've got that one in my brain. That's
It's
the
gotta
only
be.
one that I can. Welcome to the bar.
Welcome to the bar. Thank you very much.
There you go. Welcome to the bar.
Thank you very much.
I'm Jess Roebuck's lady.
Mm.
I did it on purpose.
And I'm Aaron Holt.
Post-comp chocolate.
Mm.
So, we've just got back from day 2 of the British Masters Championships in Bangor. Over at, I still didn't ask Dave Jones the name of his club. I feel like it's Bangor Sport, but in Welsh. Pretty much. Char something. CH.
I sat there whilst I was riffing and I saw it and I pronounced it and then forgot.
Anyway, it's been a very long day. It's been pretty great, hasn't it?
Yes.
It's been nice to do something a little bit different. So I did a little bit of reffing, a little bit of loading, a little bit of watching you coach.
Yeah, as I say. So I did coaching, riffing, coaching. Yeah, weird for us because normally which will be next week when we're at Bucks, marshalling throughout, which is great. We love it. But it's a long stint. You know, we're glued to the desk. You know, I think not many people really appreciate the effort that goes into marshalling and how long we have to sit. You know, we can't just get up and walk away for 5 minutes whilst we go for a loo break or grab a bottle of water or something, because all of a sudden the comp would stop. So today, yeah, for both of us, it's nice to have breaks. You know, British Masters have done a great job in filling the roles, and I think again it sort of leads into coaches, athletes all chipping in, and whether that's a Masters thing.
Oh, the Masters definitely do that better than the seniors do.
Yeah,
certainly. I mean, you never really struggle for the refs at Masters, and if you watch, the athletes literally come. I mean, every session, an athlete has come off of the platform and ran off to get changed, and then come back and sat in a ref seat.
Yep, that's true.
So there's definitely a sense of sort of helping one another out, I think, at the Masters comps.
Yeah. But it was
good.
What was it? So it was the 40 to 55 groups today.
Yes, yeah, men and women. 40
Men and
to
women.
55,
So that was good, and started off with.
So we missed the first group,
We
didn't
did.
we? I think it started with
Women 55s.
55s.
Women's?
Yes, it must have been, because then it's finished with men. We left before the last men's group. So yeah, it would have started with women's 55, which we missed, and then men's 55, which we missed. No? Let's just do what we actually did. So, we got there in time for men's 45s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you refed that?
I did ref that group,
And I coached that. So I had Ike and Mark Butcher.
Yeah.
So an old lower lifter, and who's up at Manchester Spartan? No.
Stockport Spartans.
Stockport Spartans, who had an awesome session. I think he PB'd both his snatch, clean jerk and total. And did a proper Spartan roar as he came off after PBing his snatch, which is great to watch.
People are that excited.
And then Ike, who's I guess the latest Atticus member, Atticus Barbell member, did well. You know, I think he you know, it's funny how lifters come in, you know, I've done it, come into competition feeling really good, and then comp day hits, and, you know, he did well on his snatches, then went out on his clean and jerks, missed his first one, and then all of a sudden you put the pressure on yourself, but fair play to him, you know, he came out and called it back and did really well. Got gold in his category. And Mark got silver.
Yeah, I think silver. Yeah,
silver or bronze. Yeah, so did really well.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, it was a great group. It was a really competitive group as well. So I didn't give a red to anybody that didn't miss a lift. So it wasn't a miss in the sense of somebody pressed out or, you know, there was one guy whose knee hit the floor, but to be fair, he bailed it before he recovered because he knew it was a no lift.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a jerk that went wrong or a snatch that they didn't get under. It wasn't a fault in the lift, which I really like. I like it when people's technique is sort of really solid like that. But yeah, it was a strong group. I think there were British records made in both the snatch, clean and jerk, and total.
Yeah.
One guy came out and broke the British record on his opener for both lifts, and then obviously continued to break that record all the way through. Who was in that group? We had Ben Chapman, Russell Turner.
Yeah, Russell did really well, as did Ben. Ben got gold as well.
Tommy, I can't remember his surname, but he was really nice to watch as well. But yeah, it was a really good group. I enjoyed reffing it. It was sometimes you ref and it can be quite monotonous. I think because I was enjoying this one, it was really nice. Yeah, good group.
Yeah, and it's lovely to see Mems there as well. And Benedict, of course, sort of coaching. So I got a big bear hug from Mems as I walked in.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I love a hug from a Met.
Yeah, and then so I switched over to reffing, and that was the women's 45. And that was Nicole.
Oh yes, Nicole Bernard. Yes.
So she did really well. However, she did swear on the platform.
I know.
It was disgusting.
Disgraceful.
She used to wash her mouth out with soap. And yes, even the promise of macarons couldn't sway me to give her a white on that the final clean and jerk. But no, she did really well.
Yeah, she did do really well. I love seeing her on the platform because obviously we know Nicole. Nicole's a TO, and much like us, she's there for everything, isn't she? She always shows up. She always volunteers, gives her time. So it's nice when she gets the opportunity to get on the platform as well. It's nice to watch her. And I know she's been chasing that 70 for a little while, and that's twice now. She's done it on the platform, and technically training made the lift. So I know it was a tiny little press this time. So next time, I'm sure she's got that.
Yeah. She looked right at me as she bent her arm and then straightened back out again. Went, oh.
It was the fact she went. Nope.
Yeah. So yeah, it was lovely.
Bless her. But yeah, that was a good group as well. I didn't see all of it that you reffed, the women's group, but yeah, it was a good group too.
Yeah. After that, I went back and coached again, didn't I?
Yeah.
For Chloe's group, Chloe Motion, who's with Chris Speed at Ronin. So that was great. And, of course, Emily Campbell turned up as well, out of the blue.
Yeah, so she was coaching a lifter in that group, so I loaded. There was no loader.
That's right.
So I got to load in my ref's tailored trousers, which was questionable. On the live stream, I feel sorry for whoever was watching that with my button trousers.
You grabbed Graham for that as well, didn't you?
I did, Graham as well, yeah. So there was I think Graham's ended up loading all day, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Bless him, after lifting yesterday. But yeah, it's nice being a loader, because I don't get very much option to load because we end up doing the reffing. But I really enjoyed it because you can get a little bit more involved.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you said earlier as well that when you're reffing, obviously you can't show bias, so you can't, if someone's on
can't cheer them on.
If someone's missed their first two lifts and they need to make the third, we're dying inside. You really want to give them some encouragement, but you can't show any favouritism, so you have to sit there stoic and just sort of blanket faced. But
and the thing is, I'm not even sure that what I want to shout is necessarily helpful. So when someone struggles with a jerk, I always end up, if I'm able to, yelling, hold it. And it's such a daft thing. Of course they're going to hold it if they can.
yeah.
But to be a loader and be able to cheer people on and say, come on, let's see it, and give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
It's just a nice change from sitting stoically in the ref's chair, trying not to show any kind of bias towards anybody. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. It was nice to see, you said Emily turned up. It was nice to see her coaching. But it was just nice to see her at the Masters.
She's super calm, isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she's been around and been in such a high pressured environment, for herself as a lifter. Yeah. But when we saw her at Mems, didn't we?
Yes, yeah. She was coaching her sister Kelsey,
that's right,
who is a fantastic lifter.
She's so strong.
Yes, I can't wait to see her again. I really hope she ends up on a comp platform again, because I watch her training videos a lot, and she is a good lifter.
Yeah, but
Kelsey Campbell,
yeah, but Emily, just nice and chilled, and I think that it's same for me. I'm not one that really wants to, the lifter's got enough problems on the day. The last thing you need is to be erratic or add stress to the person, to the lifter, your athlete. So it's nice to sort of see them calm things down, take the pressure off, a little bit of a joke here and now and then if needed. If not, slap on the thighs, tweak of the ears.
No. Yeah, I mean, we see Emily quite a lot in the sense of she's at quite a lot of the comps that are run by BWO, aren't they? But it was really nice to see her at the Masters, because I think the Masters, I think Chris Baker really appreciated it, and she gave out the medals for the women's 45s. And after she'd given out the medals and she'd had a photo with every lifter who'd got a medal, and she was supposed to be coaching an athlete in the back, there were so many spectators that wanted a photo, and she stayed. Wow. And in front of the British Masters Weightlifting sign, she had photos with everybody. And, I kept looking at her and thinking, she's just a nice person, and she's doing that because she wants to encourage people and she wants to give people their time. And I think it's really nice to see that crossover from the seniors into the Masters. Yeah. I think the Masters really appreciated it, so it was nice to see her there.
Yeah. How old is she?
Emily?
Yeah.
I don't know. She's a while off being a master.
I was going to say.
Off it.
I was just saying, she's just sort of, testing the waters.
No, she's ages off that, surely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she got
10 years or so.
Yeah, easy. Jealous. Yeah, she's got a while. Yeah.
Of course, there was Ed, who turned up today after being at the Home Nations
versus
Armed Forces. Good seeing Ed, as always. He looked pretty chilled today.
Yeah, he looked happy. I enjoy Ed.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have him turn up today because he did the speaker.
Yes.
I think his commentating is... I enjoy his commentating. I think he has a bit more fun with the Masters as well. Some of the little comments that come out when Mark did his Spartan Raw, and Ed said, "Yeah, I think he was happy with that one." And his staple, if you can't snatch it, power snatch it. When somebody power snatches.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always good to see Ed.
Yeah. Yeah. And we also, I don't know if people knew, but it was a bit of a surprise for me, but Bill Barton is handing over the reins to Chris Baker. Chris Baker, of course, being stalwart, as Bill has for British Masters, but changing of the guard.
Yeah, so he sort of announced that just before the second to last group, he just gave a little speech and said that this was going to be his last year with Masters Weightlifting, and he'd always be there to support Chris, but he was going to be supporting him from home, which I think makes sense. It's a surprise, but makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, good for him for everything he's done for the sport, and good for him for taking a bit of a break now, enjoying his family. Yep.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see what Chris can do. Yeah.
Yeah. So last day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we've got. That must be then 35s, right? Yep. Men's 40.
Oh God, youngsters.
And the 35.
Running around like lunatics.
There must be more than that because it's on until. Anyway, there's one day left, and we're both reffing in the morning.
9:30.
Yeah, 9:30 start. We've got Alison in that group.
Oh, I like Alison.
I like Alison too. She's another TO that we see quite regularly. Alison always turns up if she can.
Yeah.
I think she's been there all weekend, cheering on her teammates from Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to roughing her in the morning. Trying to think who else is in that group actually, but I can't recall.
She's asked you to do some, what was it, slow blinks?
Slow blinks.
Slow blinks between...
Slow blinks for her jerks. I think it's her jerks. They're not needed though, I'm sure. Yeah. I've seen her training. She's fine. Yeah, she's fine.
Another super strong girl.
I think everybody comes in and they're sort of like, just don't look. Because you criticise yourself, don't you? But yeah, her lifting's good. And we've reffed her at Crystal Palace, Bethnal Green a good couple of times now. So. Yeah, I like watching her lift. And then later in the day we've got Holly Baker, another TO.
Yeah.
Who's literally everywhere. Doesn't work for British Weightlifting, but is literally everywhere. So you can't go to a comp without seeing Holly.
Yeah, so she was reffing, marshalling, computering.
Everything, running.
Yeah, entering the whole system, the whole competition for the Armed Forces jobby. Last couple of days, over and over again, running the competition at home because the computer system sort of went a bit, her computer went a bit bottoms up. So yeah, she's great. Yeah. Very dedicated and gives a lot of time.
So much time.
A lot of time.
Which again is why it's such a privilege to actually get to see her on the platform. Because there's so many athletes that wouldn't get to compete if it weren't for people like Holly. Yeah. And even when you think about all the stuff that she does for London Strength and Brunel, so it's not just BWL, it's all these other clubs that she supports as well. So, So yes, we are going to stay and support her because she's in the very last group. And if any last year has got anything to go by, the women's group that's last on a Sunday is sort of lifting to dead space, aren't they?
Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Which I guess you could understand. Well, no, I don't understand it. We're hanging around, but we're in Bangor, north of Wales, Sunday night. People want to get home, long journey back, but
I'm going to make enough noise as if there was 30 other people there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I might find somebody cheering on YouTube and then play it really loud from the phone. I feel like that might work.
Nick Ed's microphone.
Yes, yeah, that's it. That's steal Ed's microphone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think tomorrow should be a nice day as well. So just got some reffing. I think there's a gap in the rota, so we can maybe pick that up later in the day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking forward to it. Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, and then so that would be the end of this weekend, which will be a shame but good fun.
Yeah, and then we'll roll straight into books.
Books, which will be great, starting on Thursday and Friday. Yeah. It's going to be... How many platforms have we got for that?
2.
Just the 2?
Just the 2. I think they did think about 3 because they had so many entrants. Yeah. Which is great. So many athletes. Yeah. But yeah, they settled on 2. I'm quite looking forward to books. I said this yesterday, but I'm also looking forward to it because BWL are sort of slowly trying some new things, aren't they, with the TOs at comps. Just to try and make it a little bit easier for us, I think, and try and learn and get some feedback from us. So they're implementing a debrief session for all the TOs that volunteer their time at Brunel.
Love that idea.
Yeah, I think it's really good because it shows... it gives us a space to learn because, I mean, some of us do it anyway, don't we? After a comp, you'll come together because there's always themes or maybe questions. I remember when we had the big conversations about oscillation, and things come out and you sort of learn because there's been something that you've not quite got right or that an athlete hasn't quite got right. So being able to share that together, I think, in a debrief is really helpful and will just make us better for the lifters later down the line. But it also gives us space to give feedback to BWL, like you were saying about the being on the marshals table. I really enjoyed the age groups, but I didn't get to have a wee or drink any water for the whole day because I didn't leave the marshals table. Yeah. If someone doesn't remember to bring me a bottle of water, there's no way that I can go and get one. So having space to be able to share that without it being a bit of a moan. I mean, I'm never going to go out of my way to send an email to Maggie and be like, well, I didn't get any water. But if we were all together and we were asked how did that day go, I would say it was great. But
it's constructive, isn't it?
If we could just think about sending somebody around once an hour to just check. So yeah, I think that's really good. It's a good one. And then The other one that they've implemented is lead TOs
Yeah.
on the day. So having a sort of senior TO, which I think is really supportive of this idea of growing new TOs and bringing new people into the sport, because as somebody who got thrown in at the deep end by somebody who knew what they were doing, and I had a breakdown in the kitchen when I got put on the timekeeper and I didn't know what the bloody job was. It can be really intimidating to come into a space like that. So, if you've just got your TO licence, you really want to help, and they're really short at a tier 1 comp, and you can volunteer, you sort of still feel a little bit like maybe you wouldn't want to, or certainly I did.
You don't need an arse like me forcing you into it like I did with you.
I mean, it helped. It certainly helped, because I got thrown into the deep end and I learned very quickly, and that's what it was anxiety provoking, but it works for me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work for everybody. So being able to say yes, I'll volunteer, but knowing that you've got a touch point, you've got somebody that you can go to if you're not confident, if you've got questions, if you aren't quite sure about a decision that you made or what you're going to be doing with your time, I think is really good, and it sort of shows a development pathway for us all.
Yeah.
Which has been missing, I think, in the TO structures. It's been very flat. Even if you do have 2s or 3s, it's not like any of us walk around with bloody badges and lord it over one another. We're all sort of equal, aren't we? So, yeah, I think it's good. It's a nice addition to the way the comp should run. So
Yeah, totally agree. I think again it goes back to that sort of education part, sort of bit that you were saying about the pathway, and there is such a gap between a tier 3 comp and then a tier 1. For a TO newly qualified, how do you then start getting experience on, timekeeping, TC, and marshalling? Because tier 3 comps tend to be a lot more relaxed in, it's one person that would tend to do a lot of that role, the gym owner predominantly, or the organiser of the event. So to do it in a more structured competition way, which BWL do, and IWF international events do, it's essential that you get that exposure, but in an environment where you don't crap your pants.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's just helpful having somebody that you can go to. And when I think about so we've got an athlete that trains at our gym, Debbie Gamble, and she's just trained as a TO. Now, other than our tier 3 comps, when we start putting those on, I'm not sure how she would get roped into supporting tier 3s. So it's natural then that her first one was an age group. So there might be some people out there that have their licence or are thinking about getting their licence, but how, because it's word of mouth really at tier 3, isn't it? So the idea that to become a TO or to start to work within technical officiating, you sort of have to get into that tier 1, so you do need the structure there to support that, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, great that again, BWL 2.0. It's always progressing, always changing, trying new things, scrapping those things that they try, reinventing that. It's nice to see them trying stuff and trying to make it better for the athletes and the officials as well. Yeah.
So hopefully we can come back after books and maybe do another one of these, but certainly come back and sort of give some feedback on what the day's like. If we're going to have a little bit of change into the structures for us, it'd be nice to come back and review that.
Yeah.
Cool,
that's it. I'm going to go off and eat some more chocolate. Thank you, Mark. I feel a bit sick
Coach's
already.
chocolate.
Coach's chocolate.
Enjoy.
Rewarding chocolate.
Lovely, all right. Thank you.
Cheers. See you next time.
Done.
Boom.
Can retire. Welcome to the bar.
You've been listening to the Bar, strength in every story. Thanks so much for listening. We're so happy to have you as a member of our community. We have a passion for weightlifting, but we also have an insatiable curiosity about everyone's story. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Instagram at _2_thebar. And be sure to hit the website at 2-thebar.com. See you next time. on To the Bar. And remember, there's strength in every story.